It is a lovely day on the water.
While in Auckland we got a berth at Bayswater Marina. This let us catch up with family and friends, as well as reprovision before heading out to explore the Hauraki Gulf. We had no formal cruising plan in mind, but over the course of 6 weeks we had ended up doing a lazy circumnavigation of Waiheke Island. It was great to kick back and relax in the many different anchorages and explore some of the island's coastal tracks. It was nice to see that there was not that much that had changed since we had last visited.
Hi there, I'm Philip Duncan. It's good to have you with us as we track severe Cyclone Gita, and it will no longer be a tropical cyclone by the time it reaches New Zealand, but that is more of a technicality because it will still be a storm.
When the after effects of Cyclone Gita arrived in New Zealand, the weather was going to be pretty ordinary, so the decision was made to head north to Gulf Harbour Marina, taking in the sights of Shakespeare Regional Park along the way. We're about an hour and a half into our trip. It was due to be a lovely northeasterly beam reach, and we're basically...
It's on the nose.
We're heading northwest and it's northwesterly, so here is Waiheke Island and a place called West Bay that we were going to stop for a bite to eat, but it's a little bit full, and we've taken the decision to carry on. If it stays northwesterly on the old windage front, then we're actually going to go to Auckland Bay on the Whangaparoa Peninsula because it's slightly more protected.
The start of a walk.
Well, at least it's uphill at the beginning.
There's many stairs. Many stairs. We've got to this sign. I'd like to point out the bit at the bottom that says Hereford cattle, white and brown coated, have been selected for regional parks because they are generally people-friendly animals.
Until they see a ranger.
What do we say, babe? Don't make eye contact.
Don't make eye contact. I'm very nervous.
It's the sheep that want to be nervous.
Yeah, I know.
You there?
Lovely view. Oh, sorry, this way.
Oh, bless your heart. You're romantic, dude.
It's the lone cows you got to worry for, honey. Look at that one. We call that one Psycho. After a couple of lazy days, we upped anchor and travelled the 45 minutes to Gulf Harbour Marina. The weather was still uncertain, but it looked like the worst of ex-Cyclone Gita was going to pass well to the south of us. We still thought it wise to head to the marina, just in case. As part of planning ahead, we also wanted to refuel and complete a few small boat jobs that were more easily done in the marina. Most importantly of all, we had invited Joe's parents, Carol and Dennis, to come and stay with us for a couple of days. So after refueling and docking the boat multiple times, for one reason and another, we were settled into our berth.
The joys of docking. It's all gone fairly well so far. What are you doing, gentlemen?
Cleaning the what? The winches.
The winch, we're cleaning all the grease and, well, we haven't actually had these serviced since we've had the boat, so
Look at that.
whoever did this last put far too much grease on.
Naming no names.
Naming no names.
And my mother's been introduced to wordscapes. Look at the concentration.
With boat jobs out of the way, we took the opportunity to introduce Joe's parents to Mexican dominoes. The rules, winners and losers are still being heavily debated.
Just left Gulf Harbour Marina. Hurrah!
Hurrah!
Hurrah for being through with the marina.
We actually looked at the weather and realised that we've got what could be deemed perfect sailing weather for the next few hours. So we're going up to Kawau Island, or just a little island just to the south of Kawau, which is motto something, very long name, and we'll be there in about 2.5 hours. Or less if we keep going like we're going. So awesome.
Wind just behind the beam. The BT's rocking along.
So we thought we'd take the chance to test our parasailer. And we're currently doing 6 knots over the ground.
We should be in 15 knots of breeze.
In 15 knots of breeze. Probably a bit more than we would normally if we had our normal sail plan anyway.
Yeah, we'd probably be doing about 4 knots.
Moturakaka.
That island over there.
We'll spell it for you. We're going over here. We've currently got the heady out.
We should have the mainsail up.
We should, but we're being
We've
lazy.
just taken the parasailer down for the last little bit. We couldn't be asked to put the mainsail up.
So
It just shows what dreadful sailors we really are.
So we've turned the engine on and put the kettle on, had a cup of tea, and we're going to just go just around that point over here.
It's Motuikarika Island, apparently. And jolly nice it is too.
Very pretty.
Rewa.
Rewa.
Rewa?
Yeah.
R-E-W-A?
It's a lot bigger than that when it was intentionally shipwrecked in 1930. The Rewa weighed 3,000 tonnes with a steel hull, and her 4 masts carried 31 sails. In the 1930s, Charles Hanson towed her to Motuikarika Island. The idea was to renovate her and create a luxurious drinking and gambling establishment. Ferrying passengers from the mainland would bypass the strict licensing and gambling laws in place at the time. Plans to sit her on a sandbank across the bay did not go well, as she slipped and her stern sank and she tilted steeply over. The story becomes more interesting when a young man called Johnny Ray befriended Charles Hanson. During the late 1920s and 30s, kauri trees were still being logged and floated to the mills in the big log booms. Often logs were lost and they ended up being washed up all over the Hauraki Gulf. Johnny Ray found 7 of these and had them milled so he could build himself a boat, a sloop named Nataki. It was from Charles and the Rewa that Johnny got the mast, boom, rigging, assorted fittings and enough canvas to make the sails for the Nataki. The price? A bag of flour, a bag of potatoes and a few other things. Johnny ended up travelling thousands of miles around the Pacific Islands on the Nataki. You can read about this adventurer and free spirit in his book, The South Sea Vagabonds. Where are we heading for?
We're heading for Bostocay. Not quite sure. Bostocay Bay on Kawau Island, on the south side of Kawau Island, to hide from the northwesterly that was forecast an hour ago, which could be a southeasterly in half an hour, but who knows, but it looks very pretty.
Yes, we've just sailed all the way on the heady.
For the past 40 minutes, because that's how far we've moved today.
It's been a
lovely day.
It's lovely.
Walking down the water.
Very relaxed. Oh, this is very pleasant. Yeah. Pretty nice. You like?
I do. Crowded here, isn't it?
Very busy. We're off for a little explore. We're going to go and see where that path leads.
Is it Bostocay? Bostocay. How would you say Q-U-E-T? Bostocay. No, Quai. Bostocay. Bostocay.
Bostocay. Quite
Bouquet, as in bouquet?
bouquet. That's probably what it says, yeah.
Sub's parked.
Yep,
Go
ready
for a
to
walk.
walk.
Let's do it.
Vámonos.
When we went for a walk and we couldn't get it, so it was big. Try the land side. That thing might have been big. There's nowhere else to land it in around here, is there?
Like a pro. You're good. Kawau Island was purchased by Sir George Grey in 1862. He spent a fortune developing Kawau as his island home with many exotic and native species of plants and wildlife. He enlarged and remodeled the former residence of the mine superintendent as his Kawau home. Mansion House was a calling place for many notable persons including royalty and local and national politicians. The Mansion House jetty is thought to be the oldest surviving jetty in New Zealand. Sir Grey was an enthusiastic collector of plants and animals from around the world, communicating ideas with notable scientists like Charles Darwin and exchanging plants with an international network of botanists and plant collectors. The focus for his experiments was the acclimatisation of plants, particularly those of potential economic value. Acclimatised plants from the gardens developed by Grey were distributed throughout the country.
I think Anne and Seymour Thorne George needed to get a hobby, quite frankly.
I think they had a hobby.
Maybe a different, less energetic hobby, maybe. Well, that was a nice little trolley around the mansion house, wasn't it?
It was.
Dispute Bay. We've just moved slightly. We're anchored over there, kissing the rocks. And a mono moved, so we've nicked his space and tucked in a bit further. Still, we've got a Facebook site to update. We've got a website that's desperately in need of updating.
Yep.
And husband's, why were you so pleased about us moving?
We've gone from 1 bar of coverage to full coverage. Rocking.
These are the things that matter.
Yep. Definitely.
So we're back from a walk and it rained. And I had on what I used to call my waterproof jacket. But I don't think it can be classed as a waterproof jacket, really. It doesn't appear to be waterproof. Waterlogging jacket possibly, but not waterproof. Had my hood up. Awesome.
It is breathable, though.
Breathable. breathable. Waterproof and breathable. It's waterlogged. We're off to get George the generator. He's just come back on the ferry. Hurrah.
He's been for a little journey.
He's been for a long bloody journey, let me tell you.
Our trusty Honda generator wouldn't start when we were back on Waiheke Island. It had been with the service centre in South Auckland for a couple of weeks, so it was great to get it back. The good people at Kawau Cruises operate a delivery service which made it a quick and easy journey for us to pick it up.
Let's get back to the boat.
We spent a couple more days exploring Kawau Island, and our last night was spent at Mansion House, enjoying the most spectacular of sunsets. The plan from here was to go out to Great Barrier Island for a couple of weeks. Kawau Island is a beautiful spot and is definitely on our list for a return visit. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel. Be sure to click on the YouTube bell icon to receive notifications of future episodes.